Alright. Welcome once again to Master Duel. But this time, this episode, I'm going to call it Master Duel Big Brain Time. Why am I calling it that? I will show you. It's because of the deck I just faced. And I would like to show what I face. Now, I feel like this deck is only slightly toxic. It's borderline toxic, but at the same time, it's big brain. You had to put a lot of thought into this deck. So, I will show this to you. This right here. First, I will show you the deck I played against. The cards are Infernal Knight Renaud, 2 copies of that. Cyberstein, 3 copies of Maxi. 2 copies of Mecha Phantom Beast O-Lion. 3 copies of Scrap Recycler. 3 copies of Ash. 1 Destiny Hero Denier. 3 Scrap Raptors. 2 Scrap Golems. A World Legacy World Wand. Monster Reborn. 3 Scrap Yards. 1 World Legacy Succession. 1 Lightning Storm. 3 Small Worlds. 1 Telekinetic Charging Cell. 1 Moon Mirror Shield. 2 Called by the Graves. A Crossout Designator. 2 Evenly Matched. 2 Imperms. A Lyrilusic Independent Nightingale. Millenniumizer Restrict. Destiny Hero Dangerous. Wind Witch Crystal Bell. Supreme King Dragon Starving Venom. Naturia Exterio. DDD Super Doom King Purple Armageddon, 2 copies of that. Isolde, 2 Tales of the Gnome Knights. Reprodocus. Scrap Wyvern. Live the World Key Blade Master, 1 of that. Sprite Elf, and an Appaloosa. Now, I will show you what this deck did to me in 1 turn. This is one of the longest combos I have ever seen. And I call it the Big Brain combo. They had to go through so many steps just to get to the final result. I will pause it every now and then too. So they started with Small World. Ash is revealed in the hand to get to Scrap Recycler. Ash is banished, and now Scrap Raptor comes out. That's also banished. Scrap Raptor destroys itself. It gets activated. Now you get to your other Scrap Recycler. Now you summon Scrap Recycler and put Mecha Phantom Beast O-Lion in the graveyard. Now that O-Lion's in the graveyard, it summons a token. Now you have token and Scrap Recycler. And now you bring out your Scrap Wyvern. Scrap Wyvern is summoned. Effect. Special summons Scrap Recycler. Destroy itself. Then because something got destroyed, it triggers that effect. Now Scrap Golem comes out. That gets destroyed. Now Scrap Golem's effect activated goes to Scrap Recycler, which then sends World Wand to the graveyard. So then those 2 get linked off to Lib, World Key Blade Master. Then Lib's effect of setting a World Legacy spell trap directly from your deck gets activated, and it's World Legacy Succession, which gets activated, which then brings Scrap Recycler out again. Look how many times they've used Scrap Recycler. It's crazy. That sends Cyberstein to the graveyard. It's about to get nuts now. Those two get linked off for Sprite Elf. Sprite Elf is super important. Oh, and then that activates Lib because it was used as link material. And then also Sprite Elf gets activated. So Sprite Elf as Chain 2 brings out Cyberstein. And then that gets recycled. Now they're going to pay 5,000 life points to bring out Destiny Hero Dangerous. Use Dangerous's effect to discard discarding Lightning Storm. To put Destiny Hero Denier into the graveyard. That triggers Denier's effect, which then it gets special summon to the field. Then both Destiny Heroes get linked off into Isolde. Then Isolde gets activated for Infernoble Knight, Renaud. Okay, this adds an equip spell to the hand. Telekinetic Charging Cell. Now, this is where it gets crazy. Charging Cell. Those two get linked off. This is the most important part right here. Reprodokus. Reprodokus is going to change Cyberstein from machine into psychic. There. Now, you can activate Telekinetic Charging Cell. You do not have to pay life points to activate its effects. That is big brain time. This right here. Reproducus to Cyberstein to Telekinetic Charging Cell. Big brain time. Now, it's free reign for the extra deck. Now he summons Naturia Exterio, activates it again to bring out Lerusik, does it again, Millenniumizes Restrict, does it again for Wind Witch. Then links off 3 monsters for Appaloosa. Then brings out Super Doom King Purple Armageddon, and all this for free, by the way. Just remember, it's all this for free because of this. Then brings out another Super Doom King. Those two, because it needs 2 Dark Pendulum monsters to make this, into Supreme King Dragon Starving Venom. And I'm going to tell you right now, before I show the rest of this, the two most, even though Cyberstein and Telekinetic Charging Cell are the 2 most important things on the field right now, the next most important things on the field is Wind Witch and Starving Venom. Because it can replace effects. This is going to grab other effects. So that gets activated, and it targets this. Once per turn, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to this card's level times 500. And if you notice, this is level 8. That's 4,000 damage. Then this one, and it gets pumped up to 6,800. Is going to grab the same exact effect. Look at that. This is 8,000 damage in game. That's crazy. I didn't even get to play at all. I was just like, yeah, this is big brain time. I already knew about Cyberstein, but I did not know that there was an equip spell. Well, you need the Link monster first. The Link monster to change the type, and then the equip spell to put on Cyberstein to make it so you can summon fusion monsters for free. That is crazy. With that being said, because I don't know, I really haven't looked. But I'm going to go to my deck here. I can go to any deck. Let's do Burning Spirits. Just to do it. I want to see how many of those fusion monsters I actually have. So if I go to Fusion. So I have Ignister. I don't have that. Invoked Elysium I probably should have kept, maybe. Metalfoes, Invoked, Magistus. I do like that one. I do like this one, Magistus. Invoked. Vice Madame. I mean, that works in Witchcrafter, but not in the deck I just saw. Vapor. Can't be destroyed by card effects. Dark Magicians. Photon Lizard. Dragon Champion. Galloping Gaia. Gaia Magical Knight. Cursed Dragon. Sandwich. Sandwich is just funny. Hermos Cannon. Time Magic Hammer. Thunder Dragon Titan. Thunder Dragon. Lightning Golem. Grandiose, Goddess Bow, Therineos, Precary Box, Amulet Dragon. God, I wish I would have kept this. This is a very good one. I wish I would have kept it. Oh yeah, this one too. Wish I would have kept it. Can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. You take no battle damage from attacks involving this card. If this card battles a special summon monster after damage calculation, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the difference between the original attack of that opponent's monster and this card. And if you do destroy that opponent's monster, this one is absolutely insane. Use this with Cyberstein. Oh yeah. Quintet Magician. This would be a good option. Dark Magician's Dragon Knight, that would be a really good option. Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight, that would be a good one. This one. That would be a good option. This would be a good option. This would be a good option. This would be a good option. I do like this one. Conqueror Star and Combat Star. I couldn't do that because that's Fossil Fusion. Even though that would be pretty awesome. Genghis. That's Fossil Fusion. It's Fossil Fusion. No, that's not a good option. Fusion Dragon? No. That's for Predator counters. Must be Fusion Summon, yeah. King Dragoon. Bardis. Proskenian. No, not that. Not that. No. Must first. All these must first cards. You know. And then I'm running out of options here. I mean, I would have some options, but not really the best, you know? So, I wanted to show that real quick. And I also wanted to show you this other deck that I just made. Ancient Nordic Warriors. Let's go. I will go first. Not the starting hand I want, but I'll take it. I'm gonna set this. And then summon this. And end my turn. I didn't get the starting hand I wanted, but let's see what I can do with this. Will of the Salamangreat. Okay. I mean, Sandman Greats are pretty cool. Oh, poop. That's fine. I mean, I'm fine if I lose to this deck. Sailor Man Greats are pretty good, actually. There's nothing wrong with them. I still don't know why this is a good card though, because it turns your Link monster's attack to 0 and you gain life points, but I just don't get it. I'm sorry, I don't get it. Yep, Sunlight Wolf. That was an obvious move right there, Sunlight Wolf. This is a basic starter deck for Sailor Man Greats. You know? Yep, update jammer. Why is update jammer just a normal card when it's actually should be a rare, in my opinion? It's just too good to be a normal. You know, my opinion. Sunlight Wolf into Sunlight Wolf. Okay then. You like Sunlight Wolf into Sunlight Wolf. I guess that's okay. Why'd you get... Oh, damn it. It's okay. This is fine. Oh God, it's not fine. This is game. Well, I'm not even allowed to show you this deck then, I guess. That's game. Let's go to a not-so-toxic deck. Let's see if I can face a not-so-toxic deck. Is that even possible? The same person? I don't want to face the same person. I'm gonna imperm. I'm gonna do that for sure. I'm gonna activate Dawnwalker. Discarding that. The Maxi Challenge is coming up. Nope. It's Ash. Fine. 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 That has to be from here. This time, I will summon this. And end my turn. I didn't want to go up against the same person. Nope. Nope. Sign it, mining. Flame Buffalo, yep. Yep. Foxy, yep. Nope. I'm not letting you do that. You're gonna stop imperm? Oh. I was gonna say. Well, what I was trying to summon is this Draco Berserker of the 10E. That's what I was trying to bring out. Yeah. Hopefully this works. Okay, here we go. Some go your egg. Blah blah blah. And that. Try to activate its effect. Try to. This one. Confirm. Which then lets me bring Vivaldi. Field. Activate Vivaldi's effect. And activate this as chain 2. Or at least try to. They're reading it. I know they're reading it. It's fine. I can still get this to my hand. Okay. Then activate this. Put it on you. Cool. See, I don't understand that. Pay 1,000 life points, change it to 0, gain life points, and then lose 1,600. I don't understand it. Maybe I don't have to. Please do it. Thank you. Thank you. You can't dash me. Let's do that one. Haha! I got the best of you that time, buddy. But, anyways, let me explain what I'm trying to do with this deck. I will explain this deck to you. I recently added Ancient Warriors to this deck, so I'm not going to explain that part of the deck strategy, but I will explain the Nordic part of the strategy. For a starting hand, what I really want in my starting hand would be, there's a number of options, but if I want to get to my boss monsters, I want this in my starting hand, Elvis of the Nordic Alfar as one. Then I want 10 Gersner for 2. Third one is Deverg. That would be good in the starting hand. Fourth would be Garmer. And then fifth would be let's go with this Nordic Relic Dropnir. So what the play would be is I would summon this Deverg, because after this gets normal summoned, I can normal summon a Nordic monster during my main phase. So you summon Deverg, that gets you an extra normal summon to bring out 10 Grisnir. Or you could do like any I said this was in my starting hand, but this was too. So summon Deverg, also summon 10 Grisnir, and in your hand is still Garmer, Elvis, and the Dropnir. So then what you would do is you have your 2 normal summons, then you link summon. You target, let's see, where's it? This here. So you target Deverg, link summon it into Gullveig. Then you activate Gullveig's effect. And the only card you're gonna banish is in your hand. The only card. Elvis of the Nordic Afar. Because if this is the only card banished by a Nordic Link monster, you can send to the graveyard a Nordic monster you control and 2 Nordic monsters from your deck whose total levels equal 10. Then, special summon an Acer monster from your extra deck. Which allows me to bring out my boss monster, Thor, Lord of the Acer. Once per turn, you can negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until the end of this turn. And if this gets destroyed, I can banish a Nordic Beast Tuner from the graveyard to special summon this card. And then when it's summoned, I can do 800 damage to the opponent. Or there's a different monster that I should have made with my URs, but that's okay. It was a toss-up as to which Acer monster I wanted to make. I wound up with Loki, Lord of the Acer. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a spell or trap card during the battle phase, as a quick effect, you can negate the activation and destroy it. And then during the end phase, if this was destroyed, and sent to the graveyard this turn, I can banish a tuner from the graveyard, special summon it. When summoned this way, you can target one trap in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. Why is that good? You can get any trap you want back to your hand. The most important one being Nordic Relic Svalin. This is the best trap card in the entire deck. If you control an Acer monster, you can negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls until the end of this turn. Now, this can stop a lot of different cards. If your opponent tries to Feather Dust all of the spells and traps that you have, which, by the way, I'm going to have a lot of spells and traps on the field, because even though I do have single-use ones, like Raigeki Feather Duster and a whole bunch of others, there's cards that need to stay on the field. Like the equip spells, the field spell, the continuous spells to support my Ancient Warriors. And there was another one. Where's that? Oh yeah, Solemn Authority to protect my Acer monsters, and Defense Defense of Changban to protect Ancient Warrior monsters. So if your opponent plays Feather Duster, this can stop Feather Duster, because when they activate Feather Duster, it's face up. This stops it cold. The key being, it negates every card that's face up that your opponent currently controls. That is the key part. That is the key word. Because if it got rid of that word and it just said you can negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent controls until the end of this turn, it would definitely be a UR and possibly banned if it did not say currently. But yeah, so that is one of the plays you can do. That is probably the ideal starting hand, assuming that Elvis of the Nordic Alfar does not get ashed. You can pull it off. Another wonderful combo in this deck involves Ascator Dawnwalker. This right here. Which looks like it should be an insect, actually. I can't really get a good look at that picture, but it says Spellcaster. But that looks like a giant ant to me, or something like that. Whatever. Anyways. This is level 5. And then I can summon Fire Ant Ascator, which is this. Which is an insect. So this is 3. So that automatically, and a tuner, automatically gets me locked into level 8 Synchro monsters. Automatically. So, that gives me access to Thought Ruler Archfiend, which has self-protection. It has a life point, a very nice life point gain, and that's really all it needs, in my opinion. Gives me access to Sun Dragon Inti. It has nice burn damage. And The problem is I don't have Moondragon Killa. If I go to related cards, where's Moondragon Killa? Moondragon Killa requires Supay, though. See, that's the problem. Like, I can just constantly recycle Quilla and Sundragon Inti, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Because Supay is not really that good of a card anyways. Anyways, it gives me access to Stardust Spark Dragon. So, I'm glad it's a quick effect. Not only can it protect itself, but it can also protect my Nordic monsters and my Acers and my Ancient Warriors. Basically, you can target any face-up card I control. That's why I like it so much. Gives me access to Draco Berserker of the Tenyi. Just constant banishing. I love it. Plus the fact that this thing can get beastly strong. I've gotten this thing to, what was it, 5,000 something, and then it just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger as long as it stays in attack position, you know. What else? Oh, Varam the Magistus Divinity Dragon. There's a lot going on with this card. The only thing that you need to be concerned about is if this Synchro Summon card is destroyed, you can destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls. That's the main part of the effect. I know I'm not running the Magistus engine in this deck, which is sad, because I actually do like the Magistus engine. I think it's very good. The fact that I'm not utilizing the entirety of this creature's effects is pretty sad. But it's still a good effect, even though I can't do protection from spell and trap effects, and I can't automatically destroy an opponent's monster at the start of the damage step. That's what I'm missing out on. So there's my boss monsters. And I figured since I can do 10, it would also give me access to Sword Soul, Supreme Sovereign, Chengying. And this thing just gets stronger for every banished card. It does the attack defense boost for banished cards, and then does the debuff on my opponent's monsters. Then has excellent self-protection. So it's pretty much guaranteed to stay on the field for a number of turns, depending on how many cards are in your graveyard. And it just keeps banishing things, and it just gets crazy strong. So that's cool. This right here is my all-time favorite rank 4 machine Xyz monster. This thing right here, Dreadnought, has won me so many games. Because even though it's only at 2200 attack, that's still enough attack to get through a lot of stuff, to destroy a lot of things. So you summon this, destroy a monster by battle, Then I summon a rank 10 Machine Xyz monster by using this as material, and the materials get transferred. Plus, if my opponent knows what I'm trying to do and tries to destroy Dreadnoid, I can just detach a material from this card instead. And that is not a once per turn of the self-preservation that it has. So, Dreadnoid, I use that. Sometimes I bring out this Rail Cannon Gustav Max if I want to do that really nice 2000 burn damage. I like that. I like that. Other times I bring out this Sky Palace Gangaridai, so that I can not only destroy targets but do nice burn damage. But majority of the time, probably 8 times out of 10, this is what I bring out. Number C9, Chaos Dyson Sphere. This quickly became one of my all-time favorite Xyz monsters. It's definitely in the top 10 for sure, because I can activate its effect regardless of whether I'm using Chaos Dyson Sphere to attack or my opponent is trying to attack it. I can activate its effect at any time, at any part of the damage step. It just constantly sucks monsters into itself, which is awesome. Then it does burn damage that only increases every single turn. Because if my opponent doesn't have a monster to protect their life points, not only can I attack for 3,600 directly, I can also do the burn damage. Because it doesn't say anything about preventing it from attacking if I try to do the burn damage. So, yeah. But honestly, the ones I try to summon the most would be Goldvig, only because Goldvig takes me into my Ace or boss monsters, which then in turn trigger Svalin. That is the whole point of the deck. All the rest of this, I'm not including Ancient Warriors because that's its own, that's its own little thing that it's trying to be. But I don't really have a whole lot of experience with Ancient Warriors, but I do like their effects though. I think they're pretty good. But for the most part, I'm trying to bring out these two, the Acer monsters. I always try to bring out Draco Berserker, and this can help me out when I'm in a tough spot. So that's the deck. I have quite a bit of decks though. So yeah. That's what I wanted to highlight today, is the big brain and this Ancient Nordic Warriors deck. I actually was really impressed by this deck, and found out about it because I actually watched a replay of 2 random people. One person was using Trap Tricks, and the other was using this Nordic deck. And the Nordic deck completely shut down Trap Tricks. Like, embarrassed it. Which really surprised me because I know how effective a Trap Tricks deck is. And for this deck to just shut it down, I loved it. I loved it. I will say probably my favorites out of all of these decks that I created. I do like the Ultimate Athletes. That's in my top 3 because it's a lot of interruption there. Exo-Sister Warrior, I still like that deck. I haven't used it in a while, but it is still very effective. This one here, the Treasure Hunters deck, I think it catches people off guard. This deck, the Treasure Hunters deck, it definitely makes people scramble to get Called by the Grave. Because this deck heavily relies on the graveyard and dumping monsters into the graveyard to power up Xyz monsters. So Called by the Grave really stops this deck cold. Not entirely, but it does. If you play Called by the Grave correctly, it definitely interrupts this deck really bad. Predaplant is definitely in my top 3, and Unchained Actors is also in my top 3, and I do like Burn Control when I can actually draw into the cards that are actually going to help me, you know. And this Casting Witch deck, I'm telling you right now, this here, in my opinion, Witchcrafter decks are slowly becoming the new meta. Slowly. Because of how ridiculously easy it is to bring out Vice Madame. The fact that you can trigger all 3 of her effects during the same turn is ridiculous. Ridiculous. I will say right now, the best way to stop this kind of deck, though, in my honest opinion, the best way to stop a Witchcrafter deck, make sure you have plenty of spell negation. For example, this. Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy is a huge help. Like, this would be a massive disruption for a Witchcrafter deck, for sure. I know there's a lot of other cards that interrupt spells, but in my honest opinion, a Witchcrafter deck, not this exact one, because I'm running Kaiku and Breaker, just because I love these two. I just love them. But one that's running obviously Hain and 2 copies of Madame Vare and what was the other one? Oh yeah, so you put Hain, Madame Vare, and Vice Madame on the field all at the same time. Oh yeah, you're talking chaos right there. But yeah, I gotta stop rambling. I'm sorry. I really need to stop rambling. Sometimes I can talk about this game for quite a while, and so far it's been over an hour. So I need to stop. So, a very long story short, I made an Ancient Warriors / Nordic deck, which I actually am beginning to like a whole lot. I wanted to show the big brain deck, which I did, which actually I am not mad. I am not mad that I lost to that deck, because like I said, it was big brain. You needed to know the synergy of all of those cards that they had in the deck. And I have a lot of respect for whoever that person was that made that deck. They knew what they were doing. They had a plan. They knew what they were doing. They did the plan. And it's just super effective. It's like, basically, they looked at all of the meta decks out there, and they said, I don't want any part of it. I want to make my own toxic deck. It takes forever to get to the end part where I do the double 4,000 damage, but it's worth it because you win. And your opponent can't stop it unless maybe they do a max C into something important that can do like an effect veiler or some kind of thing that stops burn damage, whatever. So anyways, I gotta stop for now. I hope everybody has a wonderful night. I will catch everybody later. Please stay safe. I love you all. Have a great night.